Graduation is a joke. Yeah, that is my opinion, is that graduation is kind of a joke. And I think the main reason that I think it is I'm just kind of looking at everyone, like how hard that we're celebrating the fact that I haven't technically graduated, but I'm about to, right? And the celebrations have already begun. And the more I think about it, the more that I question, what are we celebrating? Right? This graduation itself is not something that is difficult to achieve or significant. I mean, and now I'm speaking from my experience. My school has a pretty high graduation rate. Just about everyone graduates. And because of that, it just kind of feels like another participation trophy. This week I was bombarded with letters about graduation from my parents, from my teachers, from relatives that I genuinely didn't know exist. I mean, seriously, I got a letter from like 2 or 3 of my cousins. I haven't seen these names in my life ever. But either way, it just doesn't, I'm honestly just kind of confused by it. Like, why are we celebrating so much? It feels almost like something that people have been told to celebrate. It just feels kind of mindless to me, honestly. And now this is nothing against people that are celebrating it. I'm not shitting on individuals, right? I'm just shitting on the whole kind of thing. The whole thing altogether, the whole system of it. It's like, if you look at the education system for what it is, right? It's basically built on memory. I think that's pretty fair to say. It's built on memory. It's summarized. It's this. You're in a room and they give you a packet with information on it. They say, memorize this information, this formula, this vocabulary term. Memorize it. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to ask you, what was the vocabulary term? What did it mean? And now do this for 12 years. That's basically the education system. And so, for one, the education system's kind of ridiculous. Like, learning is good, knowledge is good, but I think in our education system, for one, there's not a lot of critical thinking, and also I'm speaking for high school and everything before that. I can't actually speak for college yet. But it's built on memory, and it's requires little critical thinking. And a lot of the information that we learn too, it's just kind of ridiculous. Some of the things that we're learning we've all heard people ask, like, when am I going to use this, right? And the true answer is never, right? Sure, there's certain things you're going to learn. I think what it would be good, or at least better, is to have like a base level. And I think this is kind of what happens when you go off to college. But again, I'm not entirely sure. But I think what the education should be is you have a base level of all. I mean, it's good to know some history, right? If you're speaking English, you should know some English. You should know basic math, right? You should know basic science. You should know you should know the basics of each of them, I think. And then once you do that, then you can go off onto your own routes, right? Start learning about something like psychology or finance, right? But no, instead what we have, it's almost like a breeding factory for monotony. They're setting you up, it feels like, to obey and not question. It's like when your parents say, I said so, right? Don't question my authority. Do as I say. That's kind of the education system, I feel like. And I don't think that's a good habit to have, is to obey and not question. I mean, if you look at the book 1984, right, or really any dystopian literature, how do you think a society gets to there? By not questioning. I mean, thinking is literally a crime in 1984, thought crime. So the whole, that's kind of what the education system is teaching you to do, I feel like, is to obey and not question. And I don't think that's good. But also, the amount of celebration for 12 years of that just seems ridiculous to me. Again, I think I said it just feels like a participation trophy. Like, I don't feel like I've actually done anything, you know. In my years so far, I've had some decent accomplishments throughout my life. Some pretty good ones, you know. There's some things I've done that I don't think most people will do during their lifetimes. But I haven't been celebrated nearly as much for those. Not that I haven't at all, right? But not as much as I have been recently. I mean, again, I was bombarded with heartfelt letters. Genuinely good letters. I read them all. They were amazing. But it just seems ridiculous to me, the whole thing, the whole idea of graduation and it being a big deal. I mean, we're acting like more people than not are about to go, again, this is for my area. Most of us are about to go to another 4 years of school. So are you really done? I mean, people are talking about, like, this is the transition from school to real life, right? Like, from tutorial mode. And it is to some degree, but I think overall, if you're headed to college, you're just in for another 4 years of it. Graduation then's a little different than what I'm talking about here. But just the to me, it does not seem like that big of a deal. Not as big of one as we made it. And it just all seems kind of ridiculous to me. Why we're celebrating this much for something so, like this is, like, normal, I feel like, right? Again, my school could be an outlier, but I don't really think it is. And it's like I'm participation trophy and I'm being celebrated a lot for it. It just seems kind of ridiculous to me. These have been my thoughts. Thank you.